Turn-based RPGs are where strategy, storytelling, and pure game design come together. And today, we're ranking the top 20 turn-based RPGs of all time. Like in my previous lists, this ranking is based on a consistent methodology: Metacritic scores, user reception, legacy, review volume, influence on the genre, and how well each game has aged. Only fully turn-based combat systems are included, so no action RPGs and no tactical grid-based games. If it doesn't follow a true turn structure, it didn't make the list. This means games like Persona, classic Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and other strategic RPGs are in, while tactical grid RPGs and action systems are out. And as always, this isn't about nostalgia alone. It's about impact, quality, and long-term relevance. Remember to use our lists as a what to play tool if you don't know what to choose. That is also one of the basic purposes of this series of videos, helping you choose something to play. So let me know in the comments, which turn-based RPG is your all-time favorite, and which one do you think should be number one? So let's get started. Dragon Quest VIII is one of the games that proved traditional turn-based RPGs could still feel massive and modern. With its fully 3D world, cel-shaded art style, and orchestral soundtrack, it brought the classic Dragon Quest formula into a new generation without losing its identity. Its combat is pure turn-based strategy, focused on party synergy, skill point investment, and long-term planning rather than flashy gimmicks. But what really makes Dragon Quest VIII stand out is its sense of adventure. Every town, dungeon, and side quest feels carefully crafted, giving the game a slow, rewarding rhythm that few RPGs manage to match. It's not about rushing to the ending, it's about enjoying the journey, and that's why Dragon Quest VIII remains one of the most beloved turn-based RPGs ever made. Final Fantasy VI is the moment when storytelling and turn-based combat truly merged into something special. With its massive cast, intertwined storylines, and darker themes, it pushed JRPG narratives far beyond simple heroes' journeys. Its active time battle system keeps fights dynamic, forcing players to think fast while still planning strategically, balancing magic, abilities, and character roles. The Esper system adds another layer of depth, letting you shape each character's growth instead of locking them into fixed classes. But what makes Final Fantasy VI timeless is how everything works together: music, story, combat, and atmosphere, creating an emotional experience that still holds up decades later. It's not just a classic, it's a foundation for everything that came after. Persona 3 Portable represents the moment when turn-based RPGs fully embraced modern storytelling and player choice. This version refined the original formula by giving players direct control over party members, making combat more tactical and less dependent on AI behavior. Its One More system rewards smart exploitation of enemy weaknesses, turning every fight into a puzzle of momentum and resource management. But what truly sets Persona 3 Portable apart is its structure, balancing dungeon crawling with social simulation, where your daily decisions directly affect combat performance. It's a game about time, consequence, and preparation, and few RPGs connect gameplay and narrative as seamlessly as this one do. Final Fantasy VIII is one of the most experimental entries in the series, challenging traditional RPG progression through its bold junction system. Instead of relying on standard leveling, players customize their characters by attaching magic to stats, creating deep, flexible builds that reward careful planning. Its active time battle system remains fast and tactical, while the emphasis on Guardian forces adds another layer of long-term strategy. Narratively, the game leans heavily into character-driven storytelling, focusing on identity, memory, and emotional relationships in ways few RPGs attempted at the time. While its mechanics can feel unconventional, Final Fantasy VIII stands out for rewarding players who take the time to truly understand its systems. Trails in the Sky first chapter stands out for its slow, deliberate approach to world building and character development. Rather than rushing players through a grand storyline, it focuses on everyday adventures, political tension, and gradual narrative growth, creating a living, believable world. Its turn-based combat emphasizes positioning, ability timing, and resource management, blending classic party systems with light tactical elements. The Orbment customization system allows for flexible character builds, encouraging experimentation and strategic planning. More than just an opening chapter, this game lays the foundation for one of the most detailed and interconnected RPG series ever created. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door blends traditional turn-based combat with timing-based mechanics, creating a system that rewards both strategy and player skill. Its action commands and audience system add a layer of interaction rarely seen in classic RPGs, keeping battles engaging without sacrificing depth. Outside of combat, the game stands out for its creative world design, sharp writing, and memorable characters, giving every chapter its own identity. Badge customization allows for flexible builds, letting players tailor Mario's abilities to different playstyles. By combining accessibility, humor, and smart mechanics, The Thousand-Year Door remains one of the most distinctive and beloved turn-based RPGs ever made. Golden Sun brought traditional turn-based RPG design to handheld gaming at a level rarely seen before. Built around the Jin and class system, it introduced deep character customization that allowed players to reshape abilities, stats, and roles through strategic setup. Its combat emphasizes planning and synergy, rewarding players who carefully manage summons, elemental balance, and party composition. Combined with impressive visuals, puzzle-focused dungeons, and a strong sense of adventure, Golden Sun proved that portable RPGs could deliver the same depth and ambition as their console counterparts. It remains one of the most respected and influential handheld turn-based RPGs ever created. Dragon Quest XI represents the modern evolution of classic turn-based RPG design, proving that traditional systems can still thrive in today's industry. The definitive edition enhances the original experience with expanded story content, quality of life improvements, and optional 2D mode, making it the most complete version of the game. Its combat remains purely turn-based, focusing on party balance, skill trees, and long-term character development rather than flashy mechanics. Combined with its richly detailed world, strong cast, and carefully paced narrative, Dragon Quest XI delivers a refined, timeless RPG experience that respects its roots while embracing modern design. It's a benchmark for how classic JRPs should be updated for new generations. Metaphor. ReFantazio represents Atlus refining decades of turn-based RPG design into a bold new identity. While it introduces light real-time elements in exploration, its core combat remains fully turn-based, built around exploiting weaknesses, managing turns, and mastering its flexible archetype system. This class-based structure encourages constant experimentation, letting players adapt their party to different challenges instead of relying on fixed roles. Narratively, the game stands out for blending political themes, fantasy world-building, and character-driven storytelling into a mature, ambitious experience. By combining modern presentation with deep strategic systems, Metaphor shows how turn-based RPGs can continue to evolve without losing their foundation. Undertale reimagines traditional turn-based RPG combat by turning every encounter into a test of choice, reflex, and moral consequence. Its structure follows a classic turn system, player actions followed by enemy phases, but transforms enemy turns into interactive bullet hell sequences that keep battles constantly engaging. What truly sets Undertale apart is how its narrative and mechanics are fully intertwined, with player decisions permanently shaping characters, story outcomes, and even the game's tone. The option to resolve conflicts without violence challenges traditional RPG conventions, encouraging empathy over power progression. By blending simple mechanics with deep emotional impact, Undertale proves that innovation and turn-based design can coexist at the highest level. Chrono Cross stands out as one of the most unconventional and ambitious turn-based RPGs of its era. Its element-based combat system replaces traditional MP management with a layered resource structure, forcing players to think several turns ahead when planning attacks and magic usage. With a massive cast of recruitable characters, the game emphasizes variety and experimentation rather than rigid party roles. Narratively, it explores themes of parallel worlds, identity, and consequence, delivering a complex, often philosophical story that rewards attentive players. While its structure divided opinions at release, Chrono Cross remains a bold example of how turn-based RPGs can challenge expectations without abandoning strategic depth. Paper Mario on Nintendo 64 introduced a new approach to turn-based RPGs by blending traditional mechanics with accessible, timing-based interactions. Its action command system rewards precise inputs, keeping combat engaging while remaining approachable for newcomers. The game's badge system adds meaningful customization, allowing players to shape Mario's abilities around different strategies and playstyles. What truly defines this entry is its charm, from witty writing to imaginative worlds, creating a light-hearted tone without sacrificing mechanical depth. By balancing simplicity, creativity, and solid RPG design, Paper Mario laid the foundation for one of Nintendo's most beloved role-playing series. Final Fantasy X refined turn-based RPG combat by introducing the conditional turn-based system, giving players full visibility over turn order and strategic control. This allows battles to focus on planning, character swapping, and exploiting enemy weaknesses rather than reacting to hidden timers. Its sphere grid progression system offers deep customization, letting players gradually shape each character's role and abilities. Narratively, the game delivers one of the series' most emotional stories, built around themes of faith, sacrifice, and legacy. By combining mechanical clarity with strong storytelling, Final Fantasy X remains one of the most polished and influential turn-based RPGs ever created. Final Fantasy VII marked the moment when turn-based RPGs entered the global mainstream. Its active time battle system combines strategic planning with real-time pressure, keeping combat dynamic without sacrificing depth. The Materia system introduced unprecedented flexibility, allowing players to customize characters through skill combinations rather than fixed classes. Narratively, the game pushed RPG storytelling forward with cinematic presentation, complex themes, and unforgettable characters. More than just a commercial success, Final Fantasy VII reshaped how the industry viewed Japanese role-playing games, setting new standards for scope, ambition, and emotional impact. Skies of Arcadia captures the classic spirit of turn-based RPGs through a strong sense of exploration and discovery. Its combat system blends traditional party battles with large-scale airship encounters, adding strategic variety without sacrificing turn-based depth. The SP-based magic system encourages careful resource management, rewarding players who balance offense, defense, and special abilities. What truly defines the game is its tone, optimistic, adventurous, and driven by curiosity, creating a sense of wonder rarely matched in the genre. By combining solid mechanics with memorable world building, Skies of Arcadia remains one of the most distinctive and beloved RPG experiences of its generation. Final Fantasy IX represents a return to the roots of classic turn-based RPG design. blending modern presentation with traditional fantasy storytelling. Its active time battle system is refined and deliberate, emphasizing thoughtful pacing, party synergy, and ability management. The ability learning system encourages long-term planning, as characters permanently acquire skills through equipment rather than simple leveling. Narratively, the game stands out for its emotional depth, exploring themes of identity, purpose, and mortality through a colorful cast of characters. By honoring the series' origins while delivering mature storytelling, Final Fantasy IX remains one of the most complete and enduring RPGs ever created. Persona 5 Royal represents the modern peak of turn-based RPG presentation and mechanical refinement. Its enhanced one more combat system rewards precise exploitation of enemy weaknesses, turning every encounter into a fast-paced test of strategy and momentum. Royal expands the original experience with new story content, characters, and quality of life improvements that deepen both narrative and gameplay. The fusion system and skill inheritance mechanics offer immense customization, allowing players to craft highly specialized party builds. By combining stylish visuals, strong storytelling, and deep combat systems, Persona 5 Royal set a new benchmark for how turn-based RPGs can feel both accessible and complex. Chrono Trigger is widely regarded as one of the greatest turn-based RPGs ever created, setting standards that still influence the genre today. Its active time battle system is enhanced with positional mechanics and combo techniques, encouraging players to think creatively rather than rely on repetitive strategies. The game's time travel narrative introduces multiple eras, branching paths, and numerous endings, giving player choices real weight. Character progression is tightly balanced, ensuring that every party member remains viable throughout the journey. By combining innovative mechanics, elegant pacing, and unforgettable storytelling, Chrono Trigger remains a timeless benchmark for turn-based RPG design. Persona 4 Golden refines the modern Persona formula by focusing on character relationships and long-term progression. Its turn-based combat builds on the One More system, rewarding careful exploitation of enemy weaknesses and efficient party management. Golden expands the original release with new social events, characters, and gameplay adjustments that deepen both narrative and mechanical balance. What truly distinguishes this entry is its intimate small-town setting, which creates a strong emotional connection between the player and the cast. By blending strong writing, strategic combat, and meaningful player choice, Persona 4 Golden remains one of the most beloved and well-rounded turn-based RPGs ever made. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 represents the future of turn-based RPGs, combining classic strategic foundations with modern presentation and narrative ambition. Its hybrid turn-based system preserves careful planning and resource management while introducing timing-based mechanics that deepen player engagement without sacrificing tactical depth. The game's visual direction, world building, and soundtrack create a striking, cohesive identity that elevates every major story moment. Narratively, it delivers a mature, emotionally driven experience, exploring themes of mortality, purpose, and resistance with rare subtlety and confidence. More than just an excellent RPG, Expedition 33 proves that turn-based design can still evolve, innovate, and compete at the highest level, making it the defining benchmark of the genre's modern era. And that's my ranking of the top 20 turn-based RPGs of all time. From classic legends to modern masterpieces, these games represent the very best the genre has to offer in design, storytelling, and strategic depth. And for most of us, those are the games that we grew up with, and they deserve a special place in our hearts. Now it's your turn. Which RPG is your personal number one? Which game do you think was ranked too high or too low? Let me know in the comments. I read them all. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out the channel for more data-driven rankings and deep dive gaming content. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.